Hello and welcome back to City Skylines and the City of Doverton. I know it's been a while since we've been here. Well, maybe not that long. I got an episode out fairly recently, but before that one it was a long gap. Sorry about that. But anyway, here we are at the new cargo station that we put in the last episode. We can see it's been served by some oil trucks at the moment. We've got a couple coming in here, a red lorry and a yellow lorry. So yeah, that's always good to see. I was waiting here, and I've been waiting here for a while to see if a train will spawn, so we can sort of follow the train off and use that as a nice intro to the video. I have seen the trains serving here, so I know they are working. And here's a whole bunch more trucks too. So I've got another yellow lorry. We'll skip the blue one, so we get yellow lorry, red lorry, yellow lorry. It's good. It's one of those tongue twisters going on. Come on, get me a what's going on here? Okay, so we are back in the city again. I know it's not much for you, but there's been a couple of little crashy glitches and stuff. But yeah, it came back and I managed to find the train, so here we come. So we're just leaving the station now. It's it's not looking nice, but it's saying it's nice to be back in the city, I suppose. It's been a while since I've been a week or so since I've done City Skylines, maybe 2 weeks, 10 days, something like that, so it's been a while. But here we are, coming along the train line that we put in the last episode when you did all the oil districts and stuff. Might have to raise a few of them up. Coming past our other one, zooming down the line. Oh, there's another train just spawning now, quickly. Just a quick, it's a bit jumpy as we're going. I have a feeling we are reaching the end game on this game. We're already at 130,000 people and it's growing quickly. And I think my laptop is struggling with this. So, might have to get rid of a few things or start a new series and try and do it a bit slower, a bit more in detail. Anyway, I think we are now stuck in a bit of congestion which might need sorting out. But anyway, what we were doing in this episode, and it wasn't just following trains. We come back over here quickly, we have a look. There's a couple of new things. We have our leisure area which we were putting in over here, with these nice shopping malls and stuff, and I started bringing a metro line out this way. So that metro line can bring people out this way. And then the other thing that I did a lot of was, if we come zoomy round, it was tricky at this angle. We want to come forward a bit, it's not working. Oh well, we'll rotate around over here. There we go, that's all right. So we've got our central park, which we will be filling in a moment, and we put a bit more in here, and the metro line which came from over there is now wiggling up over to here, which will be looking lovely. And I put another metro line in. I say metro line, with a branch coming off from this metro line over here, coming up and over, and I'm quite pleased with how this one looks. So I've used one of these sort of raised over the road ones, and we've panned it too far. I thought we would crash for a moment, but no. And it sort of fits quite nicely over this curved area. Got nothing for the road to come in here. We've got a bit of fencing, make it all nice and neat and safe. And I put a footpath around here so we can have pedestrians coming down this side too. But I'm pleased with how that looks. I think that works quite well as a way of having the train line come over and come underneath it and have like a raised station. So anyway, plan for today is just to keep growing this area around here. But first things first, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back in a second and this park's all going to be done. So let's get a nice look at it. There we go. Whoop, much like that, and it'll be a bit quicker jump and a boop, and we'll be back. So I filled it in. It's taken me quite a while. It's a big space. I had to go playing around with some water as well. Predictably, that went not very well, so got rid of that. But as we say, down here we've got the same plaza areas. We've got a few paths that crisscross over. And down here, there's actually a few trees around and some nice sort of lined paths. So you can come down and sort of picnic, or set your little barbecue up in this area here, and have a nice sort of evening. If we move up, we have a nice sort of wild foresty area here. If we zoom right in, Have a look. We've got people who just stroll. Well, too much. Let's look at these trees. So we've got a whole mix of like oak trees and a few other types of trees. I had to remember the name of them, but I've dropped in a few things. I've got a few bandstands and little bits and pieces, and we've got a nice little picnic area with a food truck and then some gazebo set up. We have another sort of plaza area so people can come in and get some food from the cafe and stuff and just chill out around here with some palm trees. Then we have a big rockery, which I think looks quite cool. We can zoom in. Be a bit tricky walking through here sometimes. Some of these paths have got a bit overgrown, but if need be you can walk around. Plenty of options for that. Big rock off to the side here. I think that's looking pretty cool. Probably quite nice if you put like a bouldering wall or something here so people can come in climbing and stuff. And we move up, we've got another forest area. We've got like a pine plantation going on in here. I sort of imagine like decades and decades ago, before the city really grew up, they were just before some woods, so they started planting these not fern trees, what are they? Pine trees. Why am I struggling with that? Yeah, pine trees. And then the sort of city sort of grew, and they're like, you know what, we'll keep a bit of this, and you can sort of walk through here in the shade of the trees and stuff. It's all sort of fenced off. And then just up here we have a bit more sort of a free-form area, nice and flowing, with just a few bits and pieces dotted around so the kids can play in the park, or jump on a trampoline, play giant chess. Got another little picnic area set up. And then just another big area here people can come play sports or something in, or like just catch up with their friends and just chill out. So I'm quite chuffed with that. Right, and if we try and stick on this area here and click on that part. Okay. Oh, of course, I'm in this mode, I can't click on it, can I? So now if we click on the park area info, there's 500 people coming through this park. It's making us a lot of money. And if we go up to 40, we could make a heck of a lot more money from that. So that's got that area sorted. And what we need to do now is just carry on filling in around and making the most of these new metro stops that I popped in the metro lines. So is that water down there? No, it's just a bit of a greyer area. So anyway, that's what I'm going to get onto now. I think I'm just going to start filling in this area in here. This metro line will probably have to go up a level, I think. Yeah, it'll go up. Upsy daisy, all the way up. Where's the previous metro station? Got one metro station there. Oh, okay, so it's... Oh, they're not even connected up together. I'll connect those up quickly. Why not? Let's get... So I hadn't expected that to take too long, but turns out I made quite a pig zero getting it around here with all these roads above it and stuff. I don't know, but it's done now. It's connected. I rectified the mess, got that all joined up coming down the centre here. So if we come up, that's above ground level and stuff. Get rid of that. I'm quite pleased with. I've got a nice bit of footpath down the centre, some nice tree, and then coming up through a couple of raised stations through here. So that's all looking lovely, and will be a great way for us to start expanding out a bit. I'm going to put some offices on this down along here, as they don't seem to mind being with too much noise, and with the metro there, that's obviously going to be quite a bit of noise. I'll just drop in some simple commercial around the station so people can buy their snacks and sandwiches from the station, and that should have all that sorted. Nice. And I think I might just pop another one of those big plaza-y areas that we sometimes do. So if we get these ones and just go one there, one there, nice. Okay, there we go. I should have all that connected up. and bring a bit of services and stuff in over here. And we'll just pop in a bit more there. And then what I'm going to do is get this zoned area. So there's Tomato East here. This is the touristy area. I'm going to put another district in here. This is going to come down to that junction there. And then take it all the way up here past Half Moon. We'll get rid of that bit that goes into the forest, only that bit. Actually, I think I might change my mind a bit. I'm going to put a second... is that right? Yeah. I'm going to have another district down here. Having that district the whole way down the side makes it a bit weird for Tomato North. That's Tomato North at the top. You have like Tomato Plaza in here, or Tomato Park. So, change it to modern districts. We'll put an IT cluster on here, and we'll just leave that top section as it stands currently. All good, happy days. So that as this builds up, we'll get the power down to these stations over here. It's already there by the look of it. Nice. What I need to do now is just keep filling this area in, I think. I think a lot of residential is going to come in down here, so we'll probably do a bit more office, and then we'll come and do some residential in down here and stuff. Well, this might all go sort of fairly touristy in this block here, and then this side go residential, have a nice residential area. Anyway, I was going to be renaming these areas still, wasn't I? So Lowell District, I'll replace that to Diplomat Square, after a pub I've been to recently. Maybe this should be lower, Diplomat lower. Will it be lower? Diplomat District. There we go. So this metro station over here, I need to extend it out this way. So we have one of these over here, so it connects into the university, so we can start getting more people over to the campus. How many do we currently have here? 8,300, and it's making us over 100k a year. All very good, all very nice. So yeah, I think we need to have a quick little stop, maybe underneath the bridge here, and then it's up and over. I'll just pull this line out a little bit. Or do I get to bring it underground or something? Or I'm still not sure how I want to connect that train station, the metro in. But I could see if I could just run it in over here. Just going to give that a quick try, why not? So we'll move out these groundkeepers and over here. They can move away from the actual campus. You don't need the groundkeepers there. And I'll see if I can slot the station in there, which seems to fit in quite perfectly with the width of where that path goes. We'll just have to sort of make a bit of that bridge into ground level road and stuff and sort it all out. There we go. I might change across over there into residential and just put a fence in so that yeah, there we go. Much like that. Okay, so that's got a metro station in there. Just got to work out how to get it over to join in, which I will get onto in just a second. So what follows now is a huge sort of playthrough montage of different clips and stuff. So I've just sort of fixed a node which I didn't want to have a crossing on that bridge there. And now, first part of this is we're going to put the metro line connecting up to that station in our... Oop, don't do that to me, game. Right, it's what I was saying. What the first thing we're going to do is connect up our metro line from the one in the station across... from the station in the university. Of course there's a station. It's a metro line we have them. To the one that's on the other end of like our touristy area in Tomato East, I think it is. So that's going to come across here. We've got lots of levelling, sorting out and stuff. Like, it looks quite cool, sort of fitting underneath that train bridge through that arch there, and then ducking down under the motorway. Oh, I have a bit of a problem there with it sort of freaking out as I try to work out the levels and stuff. It's still a bit janky there, but if we use no controller, we can adjust that to make it a bit smoother. Yeah, that sort of works. It's a bit tricky. We're trying to sort of jiggle everything in so it all fits up. And then, yeah, set this up so it goes through next to the train line. And then a quick whoop. We can connect it up in just a second. I was a little bit ahead of myself there. Whoop. There we go. Not ahead of myself anymore. And then the train line can just come across to the end. We'll pop in over here and over here. And then I think we'll have these. But we'll try and move them to the centre so they both come through the middle. I think that will look cool. Yeah, off they go. Now we're going to do a bit more in this area. So we've got lots of room in here now. It's a bit annoying that's not quite lining up with the train station. What I might do is have to do a bit of work on that again. The trouble is, I think at the moment I was having a bit of trouble with my laptop, struggling. We have a few moments where it sort of freaks out and panics. But I think if we use that as a single lane sort of avenue coming underneath there, because there's room for you to turn around if you have taxis coming to drop off at that train station and stuff. And cars can sort of go around. And it still looks pretty good. The only trouble is it leaves me here with a non-standardized shape. There's a bit of thinking here. I'm thinking, how do they work? Yep. It's a bit too narrow to fit one through the middle. But if we go like this and another one over here, there's a bit of a gap in the centre, but I saw that with some plazaing or some parks or something. But yeah. Now the obligatory water for all of our thirsty thirsty. Oh yeah, they're desperate for a bit of it. Ooh, thirsty devils. Yeah, we're leaving those two gaps in the centre was actually perfect for putting these plazas in, because they now just line up perfectly there. If I just jiggle them up and down a bit, I think that looks quite nice there. It's a big central plaza for that square. Yep, lots of more offices, some more commercial going around it. Just connect for pedestrians to get through here. Yeah, lots of footpaths. We've got to encourage walking. And doing that also leaves lots of 4x4 squares. Yeah, all is good. We're still in this big playthrough montage, as you can tell by the zoomy speed. Some services. So we're getting police, crematorium, fire. Then over here I think I'll put a bridge in so people can get from one side to the other side of the station. I think they can do it going through the train station, but I'm never sure. So we'll put a bridge over there because it'll look cool. And I can connect the university pass across to the road over here so people can sort of get over nice and easily. Give people a way to walk over. And then what we're going to do is, because I'm building it on the train station, there'll be no supports on that bridge. So if we pull it out here, there we go. It'll leave me a support which I can copy and paste and drag underneath there. Do one both sides, and then that will just look nice and good. Happy days. There we go. Just line it up nice and straight, nice and square. And I'll fill in here with trees. The people living in these dorms at the end can have a bit of noise screening from the noisy metro. And then down here, we'll just pop in some more stuff. Try and fill in, get it going. And now I think it's time for lots of residential. Well, first we'll put in some more plazas. Some healthcare, put a big hospital in. The hospital would have fitted nicely in that gap there, but we put a plaza in there. Maybe I should have gone back and deleted it. Oh well, that works well. But now we're putting lots of residential area. Let's get this population growing again. I mean, it's still racing up. So back for these cool schools. I like this one. They can go in next to those two plazas. The primary school, or the elementary school as they call it. And then we'll put a secondary in over here, or high school as they call it, and try and get it to fit in. Take a bit of jiggling because I think it's one square too wide for the area that it's currently in. Anyway, I think we're nearly through this playthrough, so we'll carry on with normal game in a moment. So I hope you enjoyed that rather quick playthrough of an awful lot of stuff that happened. But I'm now just going to race through and do a bit more. and we'll probably end up with another big playthrough again. But we're just going to fill out the rest of this space coming up here for Tomato Park and everything. A lot more residential coming in. And I think that will, well, it'll definitely get things growing and moving in the right direction for a bigger city. Which is after all what we want. As big as possible. Actually no, it's not really. Be as cool as possible.
What are things to be? Cool or big? I mean, big is cool, I suppose. Bigger is better. Bigger is cooler. Maybe we do have to go big with this city. But that's what we are doing at the moment. To get in this nice area all zoned up ready for people to move in. Obviously that means bringing in their water supply and all that kind of stuff. And we're going to see how it goes from there. So yeah, lots and lots of high density in it comes. And there's a tiny bit of commercial too. They need some shops, they need to buy some stuff and make me some money. But yep, services, so some parks and stuff coming in. Yeah, surrounded by those nice pink trees, lovely jubbly. And then there's lots of footpaths. Let's encourage some walking. Yeah, incentivise walking. We're doing that this time, not disincentivising as we usually do.
So we've got a few footpaths that are just crisscrossing the area to try and encourage a bit more walking. Pop one in over here too. Get people over to their schools and education and stuff. Pop a little, I think there's going to be a little garden in this area. Where is it gone? A little flower garden. Nice. We probably also need a little tourist. No, it's a skate park and stuff. Because skate parks are cool and people enjoy playing around one of those. So that should have all of that growing up. And then over here we can do some footpaths and bridges and stuff. There, I sort of got it. I think not quite, is it? Just pull them out a little bit. Well, that's connected up nicely, so that should do the job there. And then I just make sure it's all so there's now a little way for people to cross over there. And we could probably do with a few more services in here. So just pop in a elder care area. Then we need some child care. It's coming over here, I think. There we go. Some more. Oh yeah, need some more death care. There's not much of that around, is there? We'll pop up over here next to the train station. Yeah, start dealing with that. Then we have another one over here. And then we just put a standard crematorium in over here. So where this station is, we have either that way I want to put it. Yeah, it's going to come in over here, I think. Bump in there, and we can. There we go. Let's go to those buildings. Okay, people are using across here nicely, so that's good. Next thing I'm going to do is extend up this metro line. So one thing I realised I haven't done in a while is check up on our festival area. And I've now realised what we can do is upgrade it to the final to level 3. So there we go, it can now hold 1,000 people. Hopefully make us some money. Oop, let's rotate that around. Where are we? There he is. There was a nice backstage area going on over there. Nice jumbo screen if you're at the back of the crowd. Some kiosks will get you overpriced beer. And there we go, big stage set up. Very cool. So that was a bit of a departure from our usual area. Well, look at that, we just passed 150,000 people in our city and growing rapidly. Tomato Park's still got lots of area left for growing in. Yeah, so that's all good. I suppose this area over here I need to expand a bit. I was thinking of having a row of these across the back over here, which I thought might look quite cool. But I'm not sure that's what I want to do now. I think I might delete that one and just start putting like a leisure district in up over here. I need to get my snapping back on because I'm doing roads. Up at the end of the park, we'll just put a few special buildings in there. Say maybe nah, seems a bit grim and Plaza's dead. We don't want that. Go for a grand library. Nah, it's not going to fit, is it? We have a science centre. Some gardens, but towering. But one of them, I'm going to copy and paste that over the other side in a second. Museum of Modern Art. Just come over here. Okay. So if we take you, we copy and paste, pop one over there. We can just pop in a park there. There we go, beginning to get bit of that's coming up. Got some nice bit of skyrise going on there. That will just stay like that for now. So that's all coming together. Anyway, I think what we will have to do now is I'm going to leave this episode here. We're going to follow one of these. Okay. I'm just going to follow this metro, and that will be a good way to have our closing outro. Oh, there's the train above us. Up and over the bridge. Whoop-a-doo. So yeah, this is where I'm going to be ending the episode as we follow this metro. Hopefully he can stay on the lines coming through here. And we're going to come up over yet another bridge. But it's been a fairly productive episode. We've got an awful lot built. We're progressing with our area. So in the next episode, we're going to try doing something new and start a new build. Well, not a new area we'll start building on. I didn't notice they had these little screens over the train line here. That's pretty cool. I hadn't noticed that before. It's a nice little detail. But yeah, that's where I'm going to leave it. And we'll pick up soon in the next episode. So how are you doing passenger wise? Delivering a lot of people, picking up quite a lot of people too. So yeah, I'll see you again in the next episode. Enjoy the rest of your day. Ciao!